I grew up in a home as a man, I as Andile personally, not my thing. But this is real for many South Africans, particularly where I'm from, KwaZulu. Grew up in a home where ubaba no mama practice traditions. They go bayabona inyanga. Basebenzisa amakhambi esintu. Bahamba bohlola babona umama. Badlula kwamayimai. These are things that I practice. I'm not talking about ukhlaba, when we slaughter and we celebrate in that way.
You're talking about ukphahla.
I'm talking about not just ukphahla. I'm talking about consultation.
Okay.
I go and I consult.
Oh, consultation.
I go to a sangoma and I consult.
Yeah. Or inyang, or your traditional
healer. My traditional healer. Not just for healing purposes, though,
but
is
just
what I'm getting at.
For it would be what is therapy. Yes, it's good.
Yoqinisa. Yovusumuzi, all of those things.
Yeah.
I do all of those things, and I go see these traditional healers, and I go when there's issues not only in my home but at work. Say, boss and and I go and I just go about and I put things in and around the house as what the traditional healer would have told me to do.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? As per prescription.
Yes.
I do the prescribed, and I'll say to you, babe, listen, at the moment I can't sleep with you because it's not prescribed at this point.
The consultation said.
Yes, I need to be pure for a certain.
Yeah.
This is not things we speak about first, second, third date, of course, because these are things that are private to the person, and I use me in these conversations, not necessarily always meaning me, but these are things that are personal to me. These are things that I'll only bring you in. I assume this is my thinking. These are things that I'll only bring you in when you are now, a set part of my life. So there we are. You're at my house, so net draw la payana. Your toothbrush is a standing feature, and I say, hey, umubona lente mnyamala, or something in a Coke bottle. Don't drink that. Don't brush your teeth with that. It's mine to do.
Lento. I know. Andile, to be honest with you, honest, you cannot have these conversations when you're in a serious relationship. You can't. You need to have these conversations before, and I'll tell you why. Religion. There are certain things that affect or impact the way that the relationship is going to go, right? One, we always speak about this in terms of alignment, because if there is no alignment between the two of us, then it does not matter how much we love each other. There's certain things that will always be brought up into the home and will always cause strife. So things like money, things like, do you want children or don't you want children, or how many children do you want? Things like, do you want to get married? No, I don't want to get married. Okay, oh, I want to get married. Then another thing is faith or cultural practices. Religion. What religion are we in this household? What do we do? Do we go and consult as a home? Do we go to church as a home? Do we go to Buddha as a home? Do we go to synagogues as a home? Are we Muslim in this household? Or there are even households where the partners decide, okay, baby, you are Christian, I am Muslim, you do you, but there will be a respect and mutual respect for both of our religious practices and our beliefs and our faiths, right? Because ultimately, even to go and consult is an act of faith, right? There is a faith that is attached to that individual, right? So spirituality and cultural practices, it's not something you bring up as a surprise when somebody is committed to you. It is something you bring up when date number 3, even, I would say. Date 2, date 3, when you start saying, oh, I think I like, I'm telling you, date 2, date 3. I can't
tell my personal things of that nature to somebody that I don't know is going to be mine or not.
You're not telling them your personal things. You're saying, I believe, baby, in going to consult. I believe in going to traditional healers.
But I don't want everybody knowing that.
No, you don't have to. But it's not a taboo. It's a practice. And if somebody is immature, to a point where they can't even handle the fact that you go and consult as a means of an expression of faith, something that is dear to us as Africans, then that person should not even be with you because they're immature. So it's the same thing of saying, baby, I go to church. It's the same thing of saying, baby, I go to synagogue, or baby, I go to an imam and I consult.
Most women is that if that's the case, if I consult, it means, when there's something wrong between us, I'm going to consult, and whatever the consultation says, I must come and practice in the home.
But then that's the thing that needs
That's how
to be.
idliso and things like that then start
but
coming
you
up.
see, those things need to be able to. If you say to me, baby, I consult, right? I go in this way. I'm traditional in my ways, in my values. I'm cultural. In my family, we go and consult. This is what I do, baby. What do you do? And then the question will be, this is what I do. What are we going to do as a household? Or what are we going to do what do you want to do? Because I don't want it to impact you. If you feel like this is not for me, if I'm, for example, a person that does not consult, and I don't even believe in consultation, yet alone don't even practice it. I don't believe in it. I think that it's whatever or even worse, I could be Satanist. There are people that believe in Satanism,
In the dark
right?
side, yeah.
Right? And for them, it's not the dark side. For them, Satanism is not seen as the dark side. You are coming to me and you're saying to me, no, baby, I consult. I come to you and I say, no, Andile, I'm a Satanist. Do you see how these are not conversations that I can have with you once I'm so in too deep with you that we don't even know how we're going
How
to run?
long are these first and second dates?
No, these second dates are. Then what are we doing? Because there's a difference between situationships and trying to build a relationship. I think too many of us are dating to get into situationships instead of dating to find out whether or not we want to have a relationship with a person or a committed relationship with a person. But I want to know. You want to be a Satanist? I want to know. I want to know so that I can go.
I must know. Uyahlaba,
Or do you go to church?
Shishimpe,
You know, what do you believe in? And you don't even have to go too deep in it, but what do you believe in? What are your values? What are your beliefs? Because ultimately what we don't want is that in our home, when you're going to consult, I go, oh my gosh, my baby is completely in the dark side, and then now I go, that's sowing division in a home. A home divided will never stand.
I'll figure go first day to now we must sit there and have to talk about it. Impepho no amnandi man.
Oh, Nespandla in the first day.
No amnandi Impepho. You know, insensitive to live. These conversations, if you want to catch a longer version of it, get onto Metro FM's YouTube page. Just say Metro FM, it'll pop up, and there's conversations with Andile and Faith. It's an hour-long chat that touches on several topics from Faith and myself. Please do go out there and share it with your friends and family. Do watch it when you're busy cooking in the evening. I think it's a great conversation starter.